Hello, everybody. Dave Langhoff here. I've just finished writing the Airport Systems Engineer's Reference Guide for 2024. Anyway, I hope you like it. Let me give you a quick walkthrough. There's a lot of information in here. If you look at the table of contents, it's several pages long. Let me zoom it in here a little bit. So the first sections of the ebook talk about all of the documents that you'll have to have in order to do systems and in particular systems integration. So I've got several pages on each of these different types of strategic plans, architectural plans, etc. More importantly, an information technology master plan, which is necessary, and some requirements you have to have if you want to become a master systems integrator for an airport. I've been doing this for quite a few years. Many of you may know me. Those that don't, you can check me out on my LinkedIn page. But I've walked through A to Z, actually, on airport systems. You can pause the video later if you want to have a better look at what's in here. I've spent a lot of time really going through and updating as necessary the document. I've actually been putting this document together for several years. Time being what it is, I finally got it done. I finished my last assignment in October, and I spent the last month reading and reviewing and doing it again. As you know, with airport systems, they're always evolving. There's new ones coming out almost monthly, really. I've got some legacy systems in here as well. For those of you that are working on a modernization program, some of these legacy systems may be useful to you because you may have to change it out or add to it, and you may want to find out how to do it. And these documents will tell you how to do that kind of stuff. Like I said, there's quite a few in here. I've added a new section on air traffic control, all your nav aids, equipment, and devices, anything you can around the runways. And again, this is for systems engineering. If you look at your systems integration introduction, I've got some interesting ebook information here, some cartoonies things. So if you're new to airport systems, this introductory section will be quite useful to you because it really walks you through the entire airport and its flow from checking in all the way to the aircraft to taking off. So it shows you how the various devices work and how they interoperate together. We've got some classifications, how to classify airports. So the front section of this document is a tutorial, really. If you're new to airports, this would be valuable for you to look at. And if you can see all these different ways of grouping your airport systems, I've even covered some mechanical, electrical systems, not so much on plumbing. But you typically will be working alongside your MEPF brothers who are basically their support. You're going to need to feed them information on how to provide power to your various cabinets and whatnot, some ideas on different ways to assemble a bubble chart. And you could actually prepare this type of chart. If you go through each of the systems, you'll be able to prepare one of these yourself. Some integration using the OSI model, going through it. A lot of times you may or may not have an airport strategic plan. It's good to have one. Some airports do that fairly regularly, other ones don't. You need an architectural plan. Without an architectural plan, obviously you can't put all your kit inside the building. You won't know where to put it, where various zones are. We talk about that too. So for security, without a security master plan, you're kind of, as I say, SOL, because you won't know where your card readers and your CCTV cameras go. Safety plan is equivalent, okay, because you're going to have to design and interface your fire alarm system. So this whole introductory section is all about all your planning documents, including power, okay? You obviously cannot run an airport without proper power, and you don't want the airport to shut down if it's not done right. So here's a power systems command and control center concept, a supervisory control and data acquisition system operating similarly. Okay, and then your transportation master plan, how are you going to do your car park and your curbside and your ground transportation center? How do people actually get to the building? So you got to have some kind of general plans, road layouts, and a very important document is your IT strategic plan. A lot of times you're going to be putting in systems or specifying systems now that won't be implemented for several years. So you know how IT is moving. So if you write specs today, 3 years from now, those specs are generally speaking going to be somewhat obsolete. So it's good to have a technology master plan ahead of time, because if you don't have it ahead of time, you're going to be installing trailing edge technology by the time the building's built. And this is especially true for any new building. To move forward with any type of special airport systems, airport operational systems, without this type of document, you're just guessing, because things are changing so fast right now, and especially with machine learning, artificial intelligence, etc. You don't have it. So even relative to government infrastructure and application systems, they're being bundled now, where before you had to buy 3 or 4 different systems. Now you can buy one system because the big fish are eating the little fish. And there's some ideas about why you need it, some cost benefits, cost savings, etc., future proofing, all that kind of good stuff. So the front part of this document, we're on page 40 already. It gives you a good introduction. And also you need an airport systems integration master plan as well. So once you have your building, your safety, security, and your information technology master plans, now you're ready to start a systems integration master plan. And with that in mind, you need to really engage stakeholders. Okay, without stakeholder engagement, you'll be putting in computer systems that maybe the operator doesn't even need, or wants something different. And so towards the end of the project, you'll be making major changes, which will delay airport opening. Again, here's a bubble chart. And so we talk about the specs and how to write them, how to organize them. I particularly like the FIDIC style of spec writing, general, products, and execution, because the general and execution are going to be fairly similar. It's the products that you'll have to do just-in-time selection of. Okay, you have to learn how to write some specs. You'll have to learn how to tender it. Again, the stakeholders is very important. Very, very important. And then there's different types of contractors. You've got a main contractor you may award it to, and then he will then, or that company will then sub it and sub it and sub it. So what'll end up happening is all the specs that you wrote that are nice and tidy and neat will develop gaps based on how the main contractor decides to break up your specs and award jobs to. Your interface control document, interface design document is critical, because you could have 40, 50, 60 or so systems that are installed. And without this interface design document, you won't be able to coordinate supplier A with supplier B, C, D works. And then, of course, you've got an organizational structure for the airport. And those primarily are the people that are going to be using your systems, not only for the operation of the airport, but how are they going to bill for it? You know, you don't build a new airport costing 15, 16 billion US dollars and not try to get some kind of return on your investment. That is, unless you're in the Middle East, where, they just build big airports and they're not really looking on a return. They're looking for efficiency as part of their flagship government. So now we jump into the airport systems, and I've organized every system the same way with an introduction. What are the major components? What are the engineering aspects that you need to understand in order to build the system? What are the cost benefits? Some of you all are going to have to justify different systems to your management because they all cost something. Something as simple as a trolley management system. When you've got a large building, you've got push carts all over the place. And unless you have some way of managing them to make sure that your passengers that are checking in have access to trolleys, and when they finally get to drop their big bags off, then they need smaller trolleys to go to the gate. All these are convenience items that help the passenger process through the building quickly. And if you set your building up with any type of sales activities like duty-free, shops, restaurants, etc., as an additional source of revenue for the airport, you want to be able to get them through your customs, immigration, and all the security checks quickly and allow them to get into the building and start spending their money, because you've got to try to make at least $20 a passenger on extra sales to be profitable. So you've got an airport operational database, components, engineering, cost benefits, systems integration, suppliers. So if you're looking for suppliers, here they are. So we've got CETA as one for an AODB. We've got Amadeus, Siemens, IBM, etc. So if you're a supplier watching this and you want to have your hot links in there, you can contact me directly and we can work out some kind of arrangement. I talk about retail, commercial, duty-free. This ebook is jam-packed with just about everything you could possibly want in a reference guide. You can load it on your iPad or on your computer. Maybe it's a little bit difficult to read on a smartphone unless it's got a big screen. But most of the work you're going to be doing is going to be in an office environment, so you should have no trouble navigating around. This is a protected PDF. I'm sure that there's some of you guys out there that know how to break a PDF. I hope you don't do that. I put a lot of work into it. I'm semi-retired now, and don't steal it from me, you know. It's not cool. Anyway, I hope you appreciate the work that's been put into it. I hope you hit the link in the description below and snag a copy. It's not that expensive, $79. Think about all this information that you're going to get. So anything, any system that comes up, it's going to give you a bird's eye view of what that system is. And if you go through this entire ebook, 760 odd pages of it, you'll be 10 steps ahead of anybody that doesn't have the book. Support the old guy now that I'm retired or semi-retired. I still do piecework, but I hope you like it. Send me a comment if you buy it and tell me what you think. Anyway, Dave Langhoff here, signing out.